Honey is a popular addition to cooking, tea, and even skincare. However, its harvesting actually harms the bees that produce it. One example of this is colony collapse disorder, or CCD. According to the EPA, this occurs when most of the worker bees leave a colony, but the queen stays behind with the food and nurse bees. Since the hive cannot survive without the worker bees, it dies. Although there is not an exact diagnosis of why this occurs, scientists theorize that it could be a result of new diseases, pesticide poisoning, stress due to transportation, changes to their habitat, and poor nutrition. Each of these potential causes are results of the honey collection and industry. According to the ecologist, some beekeepers even just cull a hive after harvesting season so that they do not have to pay to keep the hive alive through the winter. Friends of the Earth emphasizes the importance of bees in their article, Why Do We Need Bees? Almost all plants that we eat are pollinated by bees. They are even important to the textiles industry as bees pollinate cotton that is later transformed into our clothes. Thus, bees are vital to our diets, economy, and environment. As the current honey industry jeopardizes the lives of bees, changes must be made in order to ensure that bee populations do not decline. To combat this issue, you can make sure to get honey from reliable and organic businesses, like family-owned farms and small beekeepers. These kinds of businesses are usually more sustainable and produce on a smaller scale, thus being more ethical in avoiding animal cruelty and environmental harm. There are plenty of places to get honey like this, like the Falls Church Farmers Market and the Vienna Farmers Market. You can also switch to sweet alternatives like maple syrup and agave syrup instead of buying honey. To find a farmer's market or family-owned farm near you, go to localfarmersmarkets.org and put in your location. On a lot of the websites for the farmers markets and farms that this site will lead you to, there is information about their mission and their process when producing honey so that you can be confident that the honey you are purchasing is from a reputable business. The Ecologist also has a great article called Eating Honey is Bad for Bees, which gives a general outline of bad industry practices and how the ecosystem is impacted by its consumption. Being environmentally conscious means to be aware of the impacts that your action may have on the environment. For example, consuming unethically and commercially mass-produced honey has a negative impact on the environment because it supports an industry that practices animal cruelty and environmental degradation. We can be environmentally conscious by purchasing ethically produced honey or switching to similar alternatives to avoid supporting the big honey industry.